Hey everybody, it's mariarants. So this is going to be my last topic for my CSR class, so I hope it's a good one. Now what I'm going to be talking about for this last video that I'm making here is the over-sexualization that happens in media and advertising. Now I do recognize that this over-sexualization can happen to both women and men, but to keep this shorter than a whole hour-long rant, I'm going to be mainly talking about women just because it is a little bit more prominent, but that's in no way saying that I am ignoring the fact that over-sexualization can also happen to men in media and advertising. So first I'm going to be talking about over-sexualization in advertising, then I'm going to go on to talk about media, so TV shows, movies, games, etc. And then for the last point on this topic, I'm going to be relating everything back to our umbrella topic of CSR and why this is important to know. So to talk about over-sexualization in advertising, basically what that means is that the human body is used in a sexual way to sell a product or service. So since we're focusing on women, we're going to use the over-sexualization of women in commercials that are aimed towards both men and women themselves. So with men's products, a lot of the time women will be over-sexualized, maybe scantily clad, or maybe in a suggestive position in order to aim at the men that are watching the commercial or reading the advertisement or what have you, that if they buy the product that they're trying to sell, they'll have women like that. These women will want to be around them, they'll want to be with them. Women's products that advertise over-sexualized women gives women the idea that if they were to buy that product, they will look like that over-sexualized woman, and they will have people gawking at them and being like, oh my god, she's so good looking. And that's the idea with over-sexualized women in advertising. So a good example of the men's products are, I find a lot of the time they're cologne commercials or Axe. For example, Axe, Old Spice. For women's products, we see again in perfume ads and also a lot in weight loss ads. And also just to flip it around too. Even though I said I wouldn't be focusing on men, I think it's important just to give an example at least. I don't know if any of you have heard of the Zesty guy who was one of the spokespersons for Kraft a couple years back. It's basically a shirtless, muscular man who is doing the cooking. It's aimed towards women because women are primary shoppers, so they're going to be going out and buying salad dressing so that they can see this man. So my second point here is over-sexualization in media, TV shows, movies, games. A lot of the time in all three of these modes, women are no more than their bodies. This is because of what they wear and how they're shaped. Generally, women wear scantily clad outfits in a lot of movies that are male-dominated, games that are male-dominated, TV shows that are male-dominated. And they also generally have one body type, which is large breasts, skinny waist, round hips. And like I think I talked about in one of my previous videos, this is a really, really hard body shape to attain for a lot of women. And so it's basically just saying that this one type of person is the best kind of person because they're used in every mode that we talked about earlier, and they're always scantily clad. If you were looking at some kind of game or TV show or movie in which a woman is wearing armor, the armor is always stupid. So stupid. It makes me so mad. The armor is impractical to say the least. It's just used to show off their bodies. It's not going to protect them at all. And it gives you the idea that they're kind of secondary, because why would you want someone that's wearing a steel bra to fight? They're gonna die immediately. If I'm wearing a steel bra, and that's what I'm using for my armor, my entire head is unprotected. My neck, my chest, my arms, all of my inner organs, all that's just out on display for someone to just stab real quick with a sword. That's completely impractical. So a good example of that would be in Mortal Kombat, or for example in the advertisements for Game of War, which is a phone app that features Kate Upton in a metal corset, and all of this is just stabbable. Real stabbable. For another example, in scenes where women are doing physical activity, they're always wearing skimpy outfits, which again would be impractical due to the nature of the environment that they're in. So an example that I thought of for this was Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. In the movies, she is either wearing short shorts, a tank top, or a bikini. And if she's running through some kind of thing that's going to easily get torn or ripped or pulled off, and that's just going to be a huge hassle. Like, why wouldn't you just wear normal clothes? I understand you're wanting to wear things that you're not going to get hot in because you're doing physical activity, but running around in a bikini with leg holsters is very, very impractical. In the games, again, she wears short shorts and a tank top. Now, this actually has been revamped as of late. I think it was 2014. They now redid Lara Croft's characters in the games where she wears a tank top and cargo pants. And that's a lot more practical. Like a tank top, yeah, so you're not getting hot, but you need pants. Like if you're, let's say, running through the jungle, you're gonna be getting scratched by trees. That's gonna possibly hurt you. The shorts can get torn, get caught on things. Bikinis can get ripped off. Bikinis are just tied with strings that can easily fall off. But with the cargo pants, you're avoiding all of that entirely, and you also have pockets for stuff that you're probably going to be carrying. Pockets are great. So relating this all back to the umbrella topic of CSR is that a company can't be moral while over-sexualizing something. When you over-sexualize a woman in media, it's passing on the message to society that women are no more than their bodies. So they may be doing things, so for example, going into battle or running through the jungle or anything like that, but when you're wearing completely impractical things that no one in real life would wear if they were actually doing this kind of activity, you're basically saying, you can't take this person seriously, so let's look at her body. And when you pass on that message, you're basically pitting one gender down. And again, that's not to say that this can't happen in both genders. So when you're pitting one gender down, you're basically just saying they're just something to look at. And again, with the body standards being unachievable, like I mentioned earlier, the women who aren't able to achieve this body standard may be put down. They can think that they would never be able to be in that kind of position. They can't be the hero because they don't have this kind of body type that can be shown off. So really, you can't be moral and pit one gender down as nothing more than their body, because then you're sending that message that this gender is less valuable than another gender. So like, for example, girls growing up seeing these over-sexualized ads or watching these over-sexualized women in media, they're growing up and thinking that that's what it takes to be the hero, or that's what it takes to look a certain way. And really, that's just causing a whole bunch of self-confidence issues, self-esteem issues, thinking that they're not good enough, and any problems that are associated with that. So that's my video for this week, guys. I hope I treaded normally on this topic. I know it's a little bit touchy, but like I said, I do recognize that this can happen to both genders, and perhaps if I continue to do these videos, I will make a portion on the men's side of it, because I am interested in learning about both sides of the story to properly understand the subject as a whole. So like I said, this will be my last video for my CSR class, so I hope you guys have really enjoyed the past 6 weeks that I've been doing this. I hope it's been educational. As per usual, the link to the blog about this topic will be available in the description box below if you're interested in checking it out. So I hope I can convince you to take a look at that, and maybe I'll see you again soon, hopefully. Peace out, Girl Scout!